Testing, testing, 1, 2. It's DJ Torch. Okay, just trying the microphone out. Got a new system today. Anyway, hope everybody's doing good. Waiting for everybody to file in before we get the party started. Meanwhile, like in what do they call it? It's not intermission because it's like in the middle, right? Um, weird stuff going on today. Shador Sanders finally, I think, got a team. Uh, basically, I like to today's live stream is going to be very interesting. It's going to be about not necessarily Shannon himself, but the people reporting on him and talking about him and all that other stuff. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what's going on. That's for sure. Um, First person I'm gonna bring on screen is Michael Irvin, as you can see. Now, the weird thing. All right, Garcia in the house. Oh man, you were tearing that up last live stream. Amazing commentary from Corsia. Anyway, I mean, it's good seeing everybody filing in. Um, Again, it's going to be a different, a conversation about Shannon Sharp, but more so about men like Shannon Sharp. And that's going to be very important. Team Mama in the house, that's going to be very important for us to go over because we want to make this a learning experience as well. I was having a little bit of fun and entertainment, laughs, all that other stuff. And yeah. So let's get on with no further ado. Let's. I know that sounds goofy, but let's check out and see what Michael Irvin is saying about the situation. Here we go.
Saying that kind of stuff, man, fucks me up. All right, guys, I got to talk about this again. This gets to be something else. Even I said, all right, I made my peace with this on the Shador Sanders front when I said, okay, then maybe you can find some things, and if somebody wants to say stuff, you're just not a first round pick, you're not a top 5 pick, you're not a top 10 pick, you're not a top 20, whatever. But he's not.
Well, the fun thing is this about Shador Sanders. The mess up thing is that they messed up his money. But at the same time, he has an opportunity to probably end up on a much better team than he thought he would end up on. The Steelers should have took him, but they didn't. Anyway, that's Michael. That's all I got to say about that. I mean, really, quite honestly, Mike, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it go. Let's move forward with this. Okay, I'm gonna Indiana mom in the house. Good seeing you. as you can see on the screen. Another role model, so-called role model on the screen, which is interesting to me because remember, this is a man who had other men rallying behind him when he left, or didn't leave, but they stopped dating. When he stopped dating, I forgot her name. That's interesting. Anyway, he stopped dating a woman after calling her sickening to sleep with and all this kind of stuff. The funny part is he does the same crap with this woman right here. Isn't that weird? So the common denominator is him. He does all the creepy stuff. He does it. And mom in the house. He does it. And why am I bringing this up? Because I'll show you why in a minute. I'll show you why in a minute. Why did that even go? I didn't ask for this to come up. Hold on one second. Okay.
Appreciate you connecting with me while I'm out here on the run, getting things done. While
Okay, this
also
is some guy named Chris Jobson. Let's see what he got to say.
getting myself a few steps in. I'm gonna step over here to get out of this wind, and I'm gonna step back out, get back into the wind, and keep talking to y'all while I'm at it. Let's talk about Tracee Ellis Ross. She went on Michelle Obama's podcast, her and her brother. Yeah, it's her brother. I don't necessarily have a problem with their podcast. I just thought that it would be a bit more popular than it is. Last time I mentioned their podcast not really popping, people got really upset at me. And let me say this, I wasn't throwing shade at them. I was just simply saying that the podcast is not really, it might have been the title. Maybe the title that I used might have been triggering or something. But in the video, I wasn't really dragging them. I just was saying that for her to be who she is a former first lady, one of the most popular in history, and she's now doing a podcast. I expected there to be a lot more interest in it. Even now, I don't think she's hit 100,000 subscribers yet, which is surprising to me because I'm sure that
the reason why that is because really, quite honestly, people come online for drama, at least for the majority. And you know, like it or not, that's just something that Michelle Obama doesn't bring. She doesn't bring drama. If you think about everything, they might try to bring drama at her doorstep, but you know, she does do the go high thing. So that kind of takes them out of the mix. So they don't get their little back and forth. But anyway, let's keep it going here.
he has a lot of stories to tell. Now, maybe the reason why she's not attracting more subscribers is because she's not sharing any of those fun, adventurous stories. Anytime I've checked it out, because I've checked it out a couple times, they kind of hop around talking about various different things. Not nothing too exciting.
Love in the house. Brina West in the house. Henry Mars in the house. Corsia in the house. You know something? I might have to get that. I might have to fire up that link pretty early tonight. Here we go, y'all. Here we go.
That I've seen, whatever. So if every episode is like that, perhaps that's why her numbers aren't growing. Because the presence that she had, I really expected her to have a lot of a few 100,000 subscribers by now at the very least. But I digress. They had Tracee Ellis Ross on there. I thought that was an interesting guest to have. And I really forgot about her. You guys, I've talked about a lot of the women in Black Hollywood that kind of reached their 50s and they're kind of still looking for Mr. Right. Well, Tracy Ellis Ross is one of those. She's not married. She's not had any kids. She's been a bit of a boss babe. She's had a very successful career, and listening to her talk about her experiences up to this point, her life up to this point, and just what she's looking for in a man, I'm just like, she really is parroting the same things that Vivica Fox says, Sanaa Lathan, Taraji P. Henson, Lisa Ray. I mean, the list goes on. The man, she said, the man has to bring something to her life. She's not going to just be in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship. I mean, you 52, you're highly accomplished. Like, what are you looking for him to bring? Are you still looking for him to pay your bills? Let me let them go.
Wait a minute. Did he just say this is why those women are single, is because of men like this? Why is seeking knowledge in the house? Men like this. See, why is it the lesser attractive men get, the more shit they talk? That's what I've noticed in life. That's what I've noticed. The lesser that they look, this is my camera ain't working. Okay. The lesser they look, the more crap they talk. That's what I can say about the men in our community. And it sounds like he's not going to be any different.
Had people like right behind me, and I don't know, they were like spacing out or whatever, and I didn't want them to be too distracting for you guys, so I kind of went ahead and let them go ahead and go. But anyway, as I was saying, at 52 years old, what are you looking for them to bring to your life? You say by your own words, you're not just looking to be in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship. Well, why not? Why isn't just the person wanting to live life with you, wanting to do things with you? Like, why isn't that enough?
And that's the way a lot of men in our community think. And the reason why we think that way is that a lot of us don't want to build anything. We don't want the women like Tracy Ellis Ross, okay, whose mom was Diana Ross, one of the most, what would you say, amazing and probably famous R&B singers of all time, right? It always seems like men want to give. It's not only that men want to be, they want women to settle for less, but men want to be less. And I think basically when you think about it, Cyber Dreams in the house. When you think about it, it's like men in our community, we don't want to do anything. We really don't, because if we wanted to, we have the intelligence, we have the excellence to do that, but we don't do that. You have people asking men asking just to pay the light bill and so on and so forth. Like this guy, he's definitely in the light bill. He's definitely in the light bill club. Whether, in my opinion, he's in the light bill club for sure. Because why would, and the thing is this, why is he worried about women? Really? I mean, in the context, he's talking about all the women that he's talking about, that he's criticizing, have done a lot better than he has. And look a lot better than he does. So this is what's weird, is that this is the clout chasing a lot of men in our community end up doing. He's not the best looking guy in the world. You know, you can tell he doesn't have something going on for himself, because if he did, he'd completely understand what Tracy Ellis Ross was talking about. And it's always, let me tell you, it's always these ugly dudes inside and out who come up with this crap. Like, let me see, where is he at? Like this. Let me check. Let me show you what these men are jealous about in a minute here.
But anyway, on this Tracy Ellis Ross.
Okay. He's not a good looking dude at all. He's average at best. He's out of shape. His comedy career could have been better. Well, I guess it's still going, right? Welcome, Bridget. So what does he have to offer? I mean, he can offer some knowledge, right? So, well, let's listen to his knowledge. Here we go.
Thing. Have y'all seen this?
No.
No, I caught tidbits.
Hell no. What she do?
I don't watch them.
Tracy Ellis Ross was sitting with Michelle Obama. Because, you know, Obama, she got a podcast.
With her brother.
She wasn't there for her husband at Jimmy Carter's funeral, but she got a podcast.
Right?
Anyway, Tracy.
Notice that he's laughing at his own jokes. That to me, it wasn't even funny. Even if you were a fan of his, you understand, you can see that wasn't even funny.
Yeah, just to make a long story short, Tracy Ellis Ross prefers to date younger guys because she say guys her age are into the male toxic masculinity type of thing. She has something to say about guys her age. She says she like them younger. She says besides them being, I'll just use the word adorable, you know, the younger guys.
Adorable?
She didn't use the word adorable.
Okay, I was going to say, ooh, that kind of
She said the younger guys are like, you know, eye candy to her. But on top of that, she likes being around them. And
She's 52.
yeah, she's 52. And I'm saying it's like she's 52 and she likes dating younger men.
I mean, we've talked about this that often I date younger men.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Notice how much attention he's putting on this woman here who's 52, right? And when she dates younger men, from what I see, it's not like they're in their teens, they're in their 30s or 40s. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
And a lot of it is because
Let's stop on that, folks.
oh my God, we had a
Several
great dinner.
snaps
We
on that one.
had a great dinner, by the way, where across the table, your husband goes, but why? And I said, well, maybe because
I'm dropping the link because I think we're going to get this party started a little bit early because this dude's on here talking smack. And, you know, somebody might want to come up. So I'm dropping the link. Here we go.
I can.
Yes. Parish.
Now, do I think-
she's fine. Tracy Ellis Ross is fine still. Okay, so no, she's not going to have a problem. Why is this less than average looking man having a problem with that? Well, I think I just answered my own question, but here we go.
Think that she's evil for dating younger men? Sort of.
Okay.
Sort of. I just hope she's paying like she's supposed to. Because if she's not paying, she's destroying them without paying the fee. Because what is an old big ass bitch who been out here in the game and nobody cuffed her and took her? See, I know a little bit about this woman. She used to be up at the Improv. Fuck the homie. I ain't got to say his name. The homie fucked a lot of bitches. I give him his credit for that. The homie fucked a lot of bitches. I remember
He's ready to give this guy, this comedian, props for literally sleeping around. You know? And so he's willing to give welcome to the stage, Sugar Love and Tev. I mean, you just heard some hypocrisy right in our face. He's dissing Tracy Ellis Ross because she's dating younger men. Okay. But at the same time, he's literally giving props to a man who she used to date, who's a 304 himself. The guy is a 304. Would
I think
How you
it's
doing, my
bullshit
brother?
when they talk about that.
Yeah, because number one, she said used to as in past tense, and she said younger men. She never said how much younger. They're trying to make it equivalent to these older men with these 20-year-olds. And she never
No,
said
the
that.
girl Shannon Sharp messing around with is 19, which I'm
Right.
assuming she
But
probably could have graduated high school last year.
But being that she said younger, they're trying to make it the equivalent. It's
Seems like
not.
she's a pedo.
She ain't
Yeah,
never
right.
said no 20-year-old. She said younger men. Younger men could be 35, 40.
Thank you.
In this case, it could be anything older than 21, but yeah, I get the point too. But normally when women date older, I know that was it Sharon Madonna who date older men? They ain't even that young. They like it older than 25 at least. But this girl ain't even hit 21 yet. That Shannon Sharp messing with. And she's an OF model too.
Okay. I like to also
Yeah, she became one.
like to thank to the stage, Concrete Ghost.
Welcome.
I'm just here trying to hold my peace.
Oh, okay.
It's Sunday. I'm holding my
No problem. No problem. I'll play a little bit more of this and we'll check it out. Here we go.
When the homie had the bitch was sitting there with her eyes bucked. When the homie had another
Okay, it's
bitch, and
bad
he
enough.
talking to the other.
I'm sorry to stop it so quick, but it's bad enough that the word bitch came out of his mouth already 5 times. And I guarantee you, he's like, why don't black women respect me? And then he's talking like
And then the fucked up part about that, he don't realize he talking about Diana Ross' daughter, who is a
legend,
iconic legend herself in all communities.
He know who he talking about. Tracy Ellis Ross is beautiful and successful and legendary in her own right.
She ain't none of that shit he is. He out of shape, old as fuck.
If she walk in there,
I wonder, does he have the
right
same
now,
animosity?
like, hi. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. This is Miss Diana Ross. So if she would have stepped to him right now, and people always talk about some of these celebrities knowing that you a fan. If they meet them right now, they would not be saying none of that stuff.
They're just mad because a woman over 50 has the nerve, the audacity to enjoy her life without asking permission. They weren't this loud when these old dudes be pulling 20-somethings at the club or the gym. They act like it's their birthright. But when Tracy does it, now it's a scandal and she's too old and she's too desperate. Let's just call it what it is. It's insecurity.
I wonder how does Corey Holcomb feel towards younger dudes. I'm pretty sure his ass be hating on them too.
He does. He's actually admitted it.
He's a professional hater.
Yeah.
That's why he mad because don't nobody really want to fuck with him like that.
Straight up. Okay, let me spin a little bit more. Here we go.
I think that's my first time when I saw her. That's who then she was there with.
Yeah.
I've seen her before.
So that didn't work. Want me to tell you why? Because she couldn't capture a man with options. She couldn't be like, I choose you as my queen. No, then I ain't gonna lie. Now this might be
who the fuck
this
is
might
he
be
to
some
say that
shit where there's
about
too much
her?
information. I used to see the bitch laying in Atlanta and hop in the car.
So basically the problem I have with this dude here is that he himself already said that he dates women that
that are broke
because he can control them. Secondly, if anything, Tracy Ellis Ross being single is a bad testament for men, not for her. I think it's really that bad for women out there. I really do. I sincerely think in our community, it's that bad for women where you can be attractive, successful, beautiful, and still not find the person of your dreams because a lot of the men,
but
choose not to.
It's the uncomfortable truth
you know
that women
what
like Tracy.
you know what else too, bro? She's not stupid like these older men. She knows she has a lot to lose if she marry somebody of whatever age and it doesn't work out.
Exactly. And then especially if she make more money than him, that'll be
She got, if something happened to her
a recipe of disaster.
just think about this. Who her sister father is? Right? That's Barry Gordy's daughter.
Barry Gordy?
Yeah. Barry Gordy is her older sister's daughter. Right? And then the younger, her father and the rest of them, I think their father was a billionaire. So it's I mean, and let's not forget she got her family's also, remember Jermaine Jackson got kids by her aunt. Ain't nothing but money circulating around there, big time old money. She not like them older guys who want to get married and be crying over she took half. So she's not in a category with the other females you trying to joke on. She like, listen, something happened to, God forbid, something happened to any one of them. That's like $1 billion gonna be passed down. She ain't trying to mess up that money and be giving somebody half of her inheritance.
Right. Concrete Ghost, what are your thoughts?
It's just uncomfortable for these men because women like Tracy, who build their lives and their careers and their happiness without shrinking themselves, they don't need to beg for love or approval or the time of these dudes. She can choose who she wants to love. She can choose to have fun. She can choose to live loud and full, and they can't control it. And that's what really stings. So keep talking while Tracy keeps glowing, keeps winning, and keeps living. Because baby, she is not bothered. They are.
And you know what? The women that's on their level, they ain't even keeping them satisfied because they know they are low tier men, but they want high tier women. That ain't gonna work like that. They might well keep their ass with them low tier ass women. They complain about it. Shut the fuck up. That's all I gotta say on that one. Those men do not deserve faithful women. They don't deserve submission. They don't deserve none of that shit.
Yeah, but I give her. She really want to say is like I think that with her not getting married or whatever, I really think she was like, listen, I don't want to be like some of the women paying them no child support, no alimony. Like, and you talk about men being smart. No, she was thinking smart.
I sure wish a lot of other celebrity women would have had her mindset at that age. But they were so focused on love, and look what love got them.
All right, here we go.
Well, Barry Garvey, he wrote all the songs about it.
She was with his brother.
Thank you. She was with, somebody said it, so now I can say it.
Yeah.
I used to see the bitch get out the car. I'm like, oh, she with Akon, brother, she straight.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't choose you. He didn't choose you. These were your prime years when you was passing the pussy out to boss niggas who got options to choose a woman who was virtuous. None of them chose you.
This is a dude here who's admitted cheating on his wife.
No, but he said when he was passing the JJ out, I didn't know he had a JJ.
And he talk about her prime years. And he already mentioned that one of the men she was with was dating, was fucking all these
Right.
304s.
Right. He was literally giving props to a male whore.
And I wouldn't want any woman of good character to get caught up with them niggas, because you see how we see how that shit ended for them pygmies.
Straight up. I'd like to welcome to the stage Deontay. Uh-oh, he dropped off, I think. Deontay, you there? Nah, he dropped. He'll be back. Let me play another clip. I want to get your opinion on this next clip. Let me mute this real quick. Something positive. Here we go. Something positive. I can't play it because there's music. Here's the funny part. Why did I bring? Let me bring him up a little bit bigger. Will Smith up on the stage. I mean, not the stage, the screen. Because these dudes have no problem disrespecting him. Remember now, we just heard him give praise to a male who sleeps around a lot. But he is one of the first people.
I don't know about Will
one of the
Smith.
first people to be in line to disrespect somebody like Will Smith or somebody that's not in his circle.
And you know, Will Smith he ain't the perfect man either, because he cheated. I heard he cheated. Will Smith was cheating on his first wife too. And we all know that they said Will Smith got caught up in that Diddy stuff.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I haven't seen much of the Diddy stuff, but
I heard people they be talking about it on Instagram.
I gotta check it out.
And I believe the reason why they talk about Will Smith the way they do, because how his children turned out.
Okay, and here's another. He just had a birthday.
For you.
Discipline and the desire to stay healthy and to stay mobile. You know, I love my life and I thank God for my life every day, and I want to take care of my temple.
Meet Lenny Kravitz. He isn't just a rock legend. He's a living testament to the power of a balanced, healthy lifestyle. At 60, he's defying the aging process with a body and energy levels that would make anyone half his age jealous.
As you can see, there's some of the stuff from the farm that we grow here. A lot of it's been eaten. We usually have a big mound of fruits and vegetables here.
Curious to know more? Watch until the end as we uncover what he eats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 3 foods he avoids at all costs, his exercise routine, and 6 surprising tips that could revolutionize your own health journey. What Lenny Kravitz...
What y'all think about Lenny?
I heard that, it was something that's I seen somewhere that said Lenny Kravitz been celibate for a couple of years, and one of the main people who talked about it, who talked against it, was Ice-T.
What, Ice-T talked against him for it?
Yeah.
Well, that tells you everything right there.
But look who Ice-T married.
Right.
And he I want to do he realize how bad people talk about their daughter's looks.
Yeah, Ice-T is basically an issue. But hold on one second. Deontay is back. Welcome, Deontay. I'm gonna move on forward. But yeah, so the reason why I put these guys up here is because these dudes don't respect those dudes. They respect, creepiness, it seems, in my opinion.
And then the thing is, towards these same men, I was on a live on TikTok yesterday. I heard more bashing black men, bashing black women. And then the fucked up part about that TikTok live was the host was a black woman, and she was talking about her. She was talking about black women bad too, but I I it, I kind of understand why I don't want to be around a lot of black women either, because a lot of those women are pick me's, and I get exactly why a lot of black women don't like black women pick me's now, because those are the same ones that put their children in harm's way for a man's attention.
All right. Let me welcome to the stage, along with Sugar Love. We have Deontay. We have Concrete Ghost. We have Tevin. I was just going over that real quick. Now we're going to start diving in a little
And
bit
cause
more.
this same, I got this one thing to say right quick. The host of that TikTok live yesterday tried to had the audacity tell me I was a simp because I said white women are the majority of single mothers in America. And I put in the comments, it's in the census too.
All right, everybody. I'm going to play the clip now. Here we go.
Snow bunny privilege. The white power structure has basically said, if these Negroes want to keep on dating our women, the white power structure has basically said, if these Africans want to continue to date our women, we're going to charge them a pink tax. A pink
Shout out to Miss Alto.
Tax. You want to date pink flesh? You will pay a pink tax. And guess what, brothers and sisters? Guess what? Black men are not dating white girls. Black men are not mating white girls. Black men are not cohabitating with white girls. Black men are not marrying white girls. If you have a white girlfriend, if you are bunny hopping, if you...
So before I give it to the stage, the interesting I find, was interesting thing. I don't know if this is recent, but the first thing I'll say is that he needs to take care of home first. He really needs to shut up, in my opinion, because the situation he has with his daughter is not cool. Secondly, he's literally being a hypocrite, because just not long ago he was telling everybody how, which I don't like the term snow bunnies, as he calls them, are nicer. Technically, he was saying they were nicer to black men than, black women were. And I remember we just had the discussion. It couldn't have been more than a couple months ago. And it bothered me then, and it even bothers me a lot now, because now he's literally saying the opposite. Because he was saying, oh yeah, the snow bunnies, they will, remember he was saying that, oh yeah, you could, yeah, they will date a man with potential. You don't have to have anything with the snow bunny, blah, 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 blah. Remember that? And now he's singing a different tune. He is singing a different tune. I'll play a little bit more and then y'all can go at it, because there's a lot to go at here. Here we go.
Suffer from the snow bunny crisis, I want you to listen to what I'm about to say. If you are engaged to a bunny, dating a bunny, humping on a bunny, cohabitating with a bunny, married to a bunny, reproducing with a bunny, I want you to listen. You're not dating and you're not marrying. You are leasing the bunny. I'm going to say it again.
Okay, folks. What's your thoughts? Let's start off with Concrete Ghost, and then go with Deontay because he just showed up, and then with Sugar Love. Here we go.
No, start with Deontay. Welcome the guests to the stage.
Yes.
I'm keeping my peace.
Uh-oh, he dropped off again.
He said his phone keep kicking him off.
Yeah, and he's got a great phone too. He's got an amazing phone, so I don't know. It must be something to do with the systems I get.
I'm on my iPad, and when I don't be on my iPad, I be on my iPhone.
So, yeah, this is the hypocrisy of I got to say our community, because he's a leader in our community, right?
I mean, the community lets him be a leader. We could have called him on his crap a long time ago. Dr. Umar's built an entire career yelling donations, donations like a bootleg televangelist and a dashiki. We got to hold him responsible.
I think the Black community is a joke. And I said this on TikTok yesterday. The Black community is so bad. Our community don't even protect us. I mean, not us, but the Black youth. At one point, we was Black youth, and a lot of us suffered a lot of trauma in those years.
Shout out to Edie Nadell in the house.
He out here fighting for the liberation of the Black mind, but can't liberate a school building from foreclosure. Why are we still listening to this man?
No kid, you got to keep going. You got to crack it up.
The only institution Dr. Umar has fully accreditation is from the University of Wishful Thinking.
You giving him too much credit for that. Every time I unmute, here goes this dog. I go back on mute.
I mean, just look at him. Cute. You look at him, and he's supposed to give us advice about how to have a better life. Just literally look.
He didn't
at
even
this
give his
man.
own self the damn advice.
Tevin, please, please wait for her to finish.
This brother is built like he delivers conspiracy theories and chicken wings from the same backroom joint. There is nothing he can say that will make me take him seriously.
You are leasing the snow bunny from the white community. Oh, yes, brothers and sisters. Oh, yes, that ain't your woman. She is a lease. When you lease an automobile, when you lease a house, you don't own the house. You simply pay for the house while you are using it. And if you put
old Umar, he ain't used to paying for stuff. He already left 2 women with kids, right? Oh,
I think he okay. I heard he got 3 children. Do he got 2 with the same woman, or one with 3 baby mamas? Cause I think that's something I heard about him some years ago too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, why is he giving relationship advice when his have been horrible? It's just weird.
It's a shame that all majority of them who giving these advice, their lives are horrible. But what was that other lady? I forgot. Did she pay $10,000 or something? I've been out of the loop for a little bit for a coach.
Let's see, who was that? I think I heard of something like that, but I haven't seen it lately. Here we go.
Many miles on that car, If you use too much of that house, you are subject to an excess tax when you have to turn in the merchandise. So what these black men are doing without even knowing it, they are renting snow bunnies from the white community. They are leasing and renting these damn white girls. They are leasing and renting bunnies. And that's why when she leaves you, she gets to take half of your shit with her, because this was a lease, a long-term lease. And you didn't read the fine print on the contract.
Notice how he's not saying anything about the fact that Shannon Sharp chose a teenager to date when he's literally almost 60.
Maybe he's treading lightly because it's somewhere in his closet.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "We got your back."
And Torch, I think a lot of these men, do stuff like that to cover that they're in the closet. That could be a possibility.
Oh yeah, that's a strong possibility, and it's not because
y'all remember last year there was a picture going around with Shannon Sharp had on some tight green clothes and a crossbody.
Right. I think what it is,
dudes was roasting him.
Wait, Tev, 1 second, Tev. This is what it is that, and it makes sense because usually men that are DL men, usually from what I've seen, have a very, what would you call it? A very troubled sexual practice. Like the fact that he does this rough sex stuff, don't get me wrong, doesn't mean that everybody who's rough sex is half, is down low. But I believe it really has a lot to do with it. I think the way that he likes to be demeaned and likes to demean during this practice with somebody that he knows he has no business being around, it's a disconnection of emotion. It's a disconnection of compassion. There's some things that are missing in him that he simply doesn't have, and that's why this is coming out.
And the crazy part was, as soon as he leaked that audio of him having smacks on Instagram, the dudes, they wouldn't roast him as much. The same thing happened with John D. Majors. John D. Majors posted for that magazine.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Sugar Love, go for it. Were you going to say something?
I was trying to, but the dog, but not my dog, not my regular dog. I think that it's sick because people always say consensual adults. Like at that point, she was 18, right? They make it if a child. To me, they're still a child. They was only 17 last year, right? A year doesn't make you know the whole entire world, but these are troubled kids. And for these troubled kids, because for her to be in all that type of stuff, Lord knows what happened to her when she was young. And they go out looking for these children because they still kids. And everybody think it's okay by saying the word consensual. But can he imagine, even though he likes to keep his daughter with him so he can hug her every moment, and every time he's stressed out, she got to go and cater to him. But everybody thinks it's okay. But if it was their child, I'm talking about if their child was 18 years old, some of them sending their kids off to college and they're crying. They're grown, but they're not grown, right? But people think it's okay because it's consensual. It's lawful, but that still doesn't make it right, especially if you are into the stuff that they were talking about. So they go around looking for girls with troubled childhoods. Lord knows what happens to that. Into that.
And so I want y'all to hear me say this. Do y'all realize a lot of these men are raping their own daughters too? From what I hear some women say about themselves, that some of them were raped by their own fathers too. But I'm not sure. I don't think that was in Shannon Sharp's case, but a lot of these women that are out here acting like 304s, a lot of them have troubled childhoods, and they were they wasn't getting the love they family was supposed to be giving them, and they look for it through other men. And I think that's sad that there's no empathy. People don't have empathy for nobody these days, and that what caused a lot of us to act out in a lot of people to act out in promiscuous ways.
All right. Let's keep going. Here we go.
Up from the white community rental agency, the Snow Bunny rental agency. Where are my artists? If you are a cartoon artist, I need some political artwork done. I'm calling on my African-centered comic book cartoon political cartoon artists. I have a whole bunch of
it's just weird to me. It's surreal to see somebody who's a bona fide Dusty trying to act like nothing happened. Like if he would have made up with his daughter somehow or something like that, I would have been like, okay, at least that's a start. He hasn't even done that, but he's coming on here like he's expecting, people to respect him and everything like that.
Because people are giving him the respect. He out here cosplaying Malcolm X, sitting in his car on the Walmart Wi-Fi. If people would stop giving him that attention, he would eventually go away.
cartoon ideas. Will you work with me to reprogram the consciousness of African people? If you do cartoon art, I'm talking one page. I'm talking one page lesson for African people through art. The Snow Bunny Leasing Agency is going to be one of them. I need a cartoon that show snow bunnies at the depot, at the Snow Bunny Leasing Agency with a bunch of...
How about a cartoon about you, Umar, disrespecting your own daughter? How about that? That would be a great cartoon.
Rich Negroes like the Shannon Sharps and Charles Barkleys, and Tiger Woods, and this UFC fighter, they're going up there to lease the bunny, and they sign the contract, but they don't read the contract. But when it's time to give...
Kind of honestly, you know what my opinion is? The way that these men treat these women, maybe it's a good thing that they're not with black women,
Yes. Yeah. But they can't they just go and like stay? I don't know what makes them think you must be in love with black women, because if that was your taste or your pick of the now why you keep talking about us?
Right.
It's like, gosh, it's like they're always letting us know, like, for what? If you love somebody, that should go right ahead. What is the purpose of letting us know every 5 minutes? Every 5 minutes, like, it's crazy.
Well, let me play that little clip that they got. Here we go.
Anything I say, you're just gonna get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you.
Now, right there, my brother, right there, he was supposed to hang up that phone, right? Because as soon as you say the word, why I don't want to be manipulated, right? she's letting it be known I manipulate. He's supposed to hang up the phone because it's like you told on yourself right there. You do manipulate that girl, and she's like, remember, she's not even 25 yet now. So that long ago. So he does manipulate that girl, and they're trying to talk about the kinky stuff that she was in. That's only what other men before him has done to her. And this creep, he had 3 kids in 1 year, like that other guy.
No, he had 3 kids in 1 year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully you'll find it. It's like a clip, and if you can't find it,
that sounds responsible.
Yes, very. He got the older daughter, then he had the 3 kids, then he had the 2 other daughters, and then the older daughter, even at the show, she got to be there with him. And you seen how he puts his hand right by her waistline, right by there, and she has to be there to his emotional support.
Sounds like he has an issue. I'd like to welcome to the stage, Winter is here.
Don't manipulate me. I don't want to be manipulated. Anyways, all the funny games. I don't want us to read too much into this conversation with these 2 individuals because I don't want to give this man any hypothetical out at all. These men, who was up here? Was Corey up here? Who was that up here?
Yeah, Corey was here for a second.
I like what he said.
I like what he said because, ladies, you have to realize I was privy
What I mean,
to Tevin. I was privy to get a documentary sent to me about the underworkings of the sex trade during the slave years. We have to understand this is not a new phenomenon. These men have been acquiescing to this behavior. They have been infused with this type of mindset, this type of behavior. I think people think it's new because of the last 60 years, and then it was covered up with the civil rights, covered with the Black Panther Party, as if these men ever had the idea to be productive. And what the young man said reminded me of this documentary of the underground sex trade during slavery and Jim Crow. This is nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
While we was picking cotton at night, our mister was taking us.
They had the stud.
Our mister was taking us to brothels. They were taking us out.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't want to give this man any hypotheticals. Sometimes I don't know how many people on here are religious. But you reap what you sow. Karma, universal law, if you want to go there. You reap what you sow, and they're both, in my mind, they're both sad. The young lady and this man.
Boom.
I would say 56, 7, 9, 18. I believe she's a troubled kid, which is sad. But it's sad. It's even more worse when, come on, she could be his granddaughter. His kids are way older than her. But when you purposely look for damaged kids just because they're illegal and to abuse them more is disgusting. And that really needs to stop. I mean, it's not going to stop, but it really needs to stop. That's the first thing they do is look for, because there's no way she's into all of that at 18 unless somebody bore her into that. Remember, she was only 17 last year, so she was into that She's still a kid.
Right.
He's a child.
There was a case, I don't know, I think it was 1887. A young black girl, I think she was 5 or 6, were accosted sexually by a black male. This woman, the mother, took it all the way to the Supreme Court, and they dismissed it because during that time she had no
Yeah.
rights as a human, and this man got off. Now
As a
imagine
woman.
centuries, yeah, no, as a black woman, and she was a slave. Imagine centuries of this behavior, right, from these males being passed down and passed down and passed down. So I don't think that these males are actually seeking vulnerable women. I think they just throwing out a carrot and seeing who bites. This is why young women need not to be corrupt sexually. Young women need to be taught. Young women need to get their education, I don't care what race she is. Young women need to have boundaries. Young women need not to do and be in certain places.
Which is absolutely correct. I mean, you can't refute that. But I just think that we're coming into that age now, right? Depending on how old you are, it wasn't, well, any slave show that I have seen, first, they always wanted their kids to get an education, but they couldn't, right? Like a lot of things that was taught was passed down because of the time era, right? We're not in that era no more. So I'm glad this is where we come in now. And now we can start giving better advice to our
Yeah.
daughters and granddaughters. Because we can get a bank account now. Right? We don't have to stay married to you now. I've known so many women when I was young, and they all was married. You ain't see not no husband. They ain't see their husband 20 years, 30 years, because they couldn't get divorced, and the man went off, stayed with his other family. I just, when I was young, that's always baffled me. But
Yeah, this sexual
and they
depravity
never.
that these males in display is deep rooted. It is so deep rooted that we're gonna have to have millions of conversations that's gonna give us, we're gonna be old and gray before that last conversation happens.
Well, well, the same way it was introduced to us, oh, this thing, I can't.
See, I can't really accept that because of this documentary and the case law that I actually came across. The sexual depravity is a choice to me because even though the black male and the black female were both in shackles, he still chose to exploit the sexual market of his black woman.
You heard the phrase old enough to know better? This is what the whole Shannon Sharp case is about, this whole scandal. And you just can't ignore the bigger picture at work. Institutional racism means that no matter how far a black man climbs, no matter the awards, the millions, the fame, he always is just one mistake away from being torn apart publicly. And the trap was already set. He just willingly walked into it. Black men have been hypersexualized, demonized, and portrayed as predators for centuries. So when something messy happens, it's not just a scandal, it becomes a weapon. And the media moves faster, and the judgment hits harder, and the forgiveness comes slower if it ever comes at all. So Shannon Sharp might have been reckless, but understand this, the system never planned to protect him, and it's planned to use him. And when the moment came, it will destroy him. And that's
Well,
not gossip, that's just history, and it's playing
Well,
out
I
in
have a
real
question
time.
for you. I'm,
Go ahead.
I'm the devil's
but
advocate here. I have a question for you. So, who gets protection?
uh-huh.
The negative or the positive person?
Missing the negative and the positive.
Meaning, you said that
The
Shannon
person
Sharp,
who's
the
right.
system it wasn't geared to protect him, right? So who
Correct. The
gets
people
who?
that get protection, it's not a negative or a positive thing. It's our system. It's wealthy white men. They get layers of protection.
But
The farthest from that is black
okay.
women. The farthest
So
from that is black
so
women.
why should we? I know I'm not going to stand by him because there's been even the young lady said this been going on for a very long time. This deviant behavior needs to stop. And for a fact, it's the same trump card they've been playing, but they forget. They forget because they let them into these parties or whatever, and they forget they black, and then they want to do that same deviant behavior. So
And that goes
it's not
back to the first thing I said. He's
right.
old
So
enough
what?
to know better. So we don't have to grant him that grace. Black women will, because that's in our nature. Not all of
No,
us,
no,
but a lot
no.
of us will. A lot of us will. And
They
he'll
can
be
go
back
right
around
ahead.
again. All he has to do is start dating a black woman that's good and wholesome, and he'll be
Well,
back around again. But it
they'll be
goes
back
back to the
around
first sentence.
again,
He is old enough to know better. He
and
made
they
the first mistake.
that's what I was basically saying also, right? With this deviant behavior, they go look for these damaged girls who's already damaged, who you looking on OnlyFans, and like they go where the damaged girls are at. Not just him. It could be a lot of these quote unquote want to be high value men but low mentality. So I'm glad you high value, but your mentality is very low. But that's what they do to our young girls, right? And it's sad that it starts in the household. We don't know what happened to her, but she is one of many. These 304s didn't just wake up to be 304s, as they call them. Things happen to these young ladies.
All right. Let me play a little bit more. Let's see what Charleston White has to say.
Maybe this unk is a little lame. I'm the unk with the game. You say you won't even get on the elevator with a woman by yourself.
Mr. Okay, this is the guy who bragged about deleting Caucasian people and was just recently, and I mean recently, like in the last 6 months, was arrested for doing some stupid stuff in public. I mean, quite honestly, he's a bad role model too, but these people on these dudes love him. So now he's trying to compete with Shannon Sharp for who's dustier. I don't get it.
Torch, let me ask you a question.
You
As
at
a
the
black
gym
man of your
and you
age,
let
right?
Say
I'm
again?
quite sure. I'm gonna ask you a question. As a black man at your age, you've
Gotcha.
seen them come and go, right?
Yes.
What was the excuses that the men in the barbershops gave you for bad behavior?
It was the ding, the popular number one. It was the man.
Mm-hmm.
That was number one. And then guess what the number two one was? It was the woman. Number three.
Boys will be boys.
The third one was I'm sorry, Ghost, what were you saying?
Is it boys will be boys?
Thank you. Actually, you know something? That's fighting for number two. That's yes. Boys will be boys.
The reason I asked, I'm gonna be honest. Ghost got me kind of thinking about the statement she said about the system and the protection. And I hear this all the time, not like what her statement was. I hear this, oh, what the white man do it, so why we can't do it? That's why I'm asking Torch, what was the excuses he heard from the 80s to now? Meaning,
Well, see,
I'm trying to compare.
No snitching protection rule. So as Concrete Ghost was saying, Caucasian men, they have their own protection system. And black men, we have a less effective protection system, which is mostly letting horrible crimes against women go. That's what we do.
Because
That's
protection
basically
isn't really about innocence, it's about value. And in a racist, capitalist system, Black lives are seen as valuable only when they entertain, serve, or stay silent. The moment you mess up or even just look messy, the system that smiled at you will turn into a machine built to erase you.
Well
Well, I would
said.
say that
I
protection.
don't think it's a
That protection is a
that's
byproduct of what they've already established. They've already cultivated a lifestyle for this country. They've already built the institutions and the infrastructure. So when I hear the protection, the white supremacy, whatever protection, I'm it's not in the forefront. I'm thinking it's the byproduct of all of the work they put in. So honestly, I mean, can we get mad at these races of men who have put in so much work to cultivate the lifestyle that they want for their families and their future? Yeah, I mean, have black men in this country cultivated the same work ethic as these other nations of men? No.
Well said. Let's see what this clown has to say. Here we go.
Click like. In this video, Charleston White goes off on Shannon Sharp. Before we get into this one, sometimes Charleston speaks the truth, other times he's super disrespectful and crossing lines. You never quite know which one you'll get. This is one of those times. But let's hear what he has to say about the situation. Before we get to that, let's look at the real reason Charleston is going off on Shannon Sharp. But before we get to that, let's look back at a little bit of the history between Shannon and Charleston. This might help explain why Charleston decided to go off.
Shannon Sharp, he really don't like me.
Well, yeah, Ocho brought your name up a couple times on
Yeah,
the show.
yeah. Shannon really don't like me.
You know what?
I done call all the football players, man, big old dumb stupid ass. You know, so I done offended and insulted everybody.
Yeah,
But you gotta understand, homie. I done said some horrible things about Dion and the boys. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
this an alumni.
Yeah, that's why.
I said some horrible things about Dion is the modern day Bill Cosby and them boys is Theo Huxtable and yeah, man. He's the modern day of that.
Because it'll be messing up his.
This is the Fresh Prince.
Again, a person who's been in jail and is still having.
Made sense.
I mean, he's still having legal issues. It's one thing if you go to jail, right? You go to jail, you do your time, you right your wrongs, and then you come back and you do something good. The problem I have with him is he hasn't done that. He hasn't done the other half.
Can you break down for the ladies this Negro babble he just said? What is he saying in this clip? Like,
the what?
Is he jealous that Dion is in his kids' lives? I don't understand. Is he jealous that Dion has black children with a black mother? I don't know. I'm trying to get the gist of what this man is saying. Why is he talking down on another black man?
Right. I think it's because they're designed to. And he's not talking down because he's talking down about Shannon because he wants Shannon's position.
No, he mentioned Deion Sanders. See, he passive aggressive.
He wants Deion's position too.
So as you being the male, can you break down to the ladies? Because I'm lost. I don't understand his analogy. I don't understand. The mainstream media seeing Bill Cosby as the standard of black male. It was a standard.
Right.
So I don't get how he's using that standard to compare it to like something derogatory. I'm not understanding. Is he calling
because he will and he will never be, and he's never been somebody of the stature of Bill Cosby. Now, and I'm not talking about more so whatever the creepy side of Bill Cosby, but as far as the knowledgeable side. For somebody who said he's college educated, he sure steps over his words a lot, and basically he wants to lead other black men to places where he's already gone, which is to jail, because he wants to be a leader. He wants to lead somebody. He just wants to do it. He doesn't care what if he's leading people over a cliff. As long as he's a leader, he's good with that.
These days, people don't listen to wisdom. They listen to whoever's loudest. They confuse a criminal record with credibility and confidence with character. Social media rewards drama, not discipline. And it's easier to follow a felon selling chaos than it is to sit still and learn from someone who's actually built something real. When the truth is, the system pushes the noisiest, messiest voices to the front because outrage pays better than honesty. And in a world full of clicks and clout, the loudest fool gets crowned king.
Bars.
In Bel family. Will and Carlson, this is who we, so we idolize this family. Dion is the ideal father in the black community. This is
Shannon Sharp, my colleague at ESPN, and my friend. The Hall of Fame tight end was sued on Sunday by a woman proceeding under the name Jane Doe pseudonym. The 13-page civil complaint filed in Nevada alleges that Sharp committed assault, sexual assault, battery, and sexual battery. The plaintiff alleges Sharp sexually assaulted her several times at the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. The suit also alleges that Shannon engaged in the intentional infliction of emotional distress. It should be noted that the suit was filed by attorney Tony Busby. This is the same attorney that filed a suit against Jay-Z and P. Diddy, alleging they both sexually assaulted a minor, which has since been withdrawn. Jay-Z also has countersued Busby. By the way, the plaintiff in the Sharp civil suit is not the woman heard in the accidental Instagram live stream incident that made headlines last September.
Do you guys want to know why Stephen A. Smith is defending Shannon?
Please tell us.
Because he's done the same shit himself. This is the, I'm not saying I know for a fact, but it's usually what happens because, don't get me wrong, he didn't do it exactly the same, whatever he did, but they roll in packs. This is how they roll.
Yeah, and as a woman dealing with men, remember, Torch, I think I said it last year about these women are willing to engage with these men, but these men take it too far. This is why these men can't wrap around their minds that why is this woman mad at me when she was willing to come in the door in the first place? But there's something inside of a woman it's inside of all of us that once we become uncomfortable, we can't shake it, Torch.
Right.
Once the legs is open, and once we in that engagement with these deprived men, so this is why these men cannot wrap around their brains that she was willing. This is why Shannon Sharp said, "Oh, it was consensual." He's telling you that she was willing to come in the door, but he took it too far. Just like D. Rose, just like academics, just like all of these males who invite these women in, right? These women are corrupt. I ain't gonna say that because I need the women to get their standards up. But women are not that corrupt where we just it's something inside women. It's inside of all of us that once we become uncomfortable in the engagement, we cannot shake it.
Of last year. In response to the suit, Shannon and his legal team went to social media yesterday and released a series of allegedly sexually explicit text messages between him and the Jane Doe. In addition to that, they issued the following statement, quote, "This lawsuit, filed by Gabriela Zuniga and orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Busby, is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharp for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions, and misrepresentations, and it will not succeed."
Remember now, this was a 19-year-old girl. This is a 60-year-old guy. He's literally his defense is, oh wow, she manipulated me. That's his defense.
I
That's
mean,
his
we get her
defense.
age. We get it. But I'm not even trying to go that deep in it. I'm just trying to keep it. We trying to understand why these men are defending him, because these women are willing to engage for fame and fortune. Let's just keep it a buck. But these men are sexually deprived and they deviants. So when they go too far, a young woman can't shake it. She can't shake it mentally. Hey, Torch, did you hear about that lady? What's his name? Epstein's #1 accuser. She committed suicide. You heard about that?
Dang, no.
She was 40-some years old.
You know what? Something that just hit me though.
That's sad. I almost cried.
Yeah, that is sad.
Sad. She could not shake it. I'm telling you, something about a woman that we just once something is imprinted on us, it's hard to shake.
Yeah, I
Or
got some.
or they numb themselves out, right? They get numb. And that's when a lot of them, that's when they start, using baby oil and stuff. But or they find a way, maybe you start drinking more, smoking more, whatever, to numb whatever that
Yeah.
you're feeling. But it's still there. But I did a test on my kids, right? I got at that time I had 75 kids. I call them all mine. And one day I said, listen, guys, at this point they had to be 14, 15, and 16. I said, listen, can y'all do me a favor? So I called the boys in the room, because I be air hustling, minding their business. I said, could y'all please, because none of them was dating these girls, they all was just in my program. Can y'all please tell these girls y'all don't love them? Could y'all please tell these girls what y'all really want from them? So then I called the girls up in there, and as the guys was talking, every girl mouth dropped. They all dropped. Because them boys was telling the truth. No, we is not in love. This is all that we want. And it's a game. It's like a sport. And now at 18 years old, and at their age, and I try to tell these little young girls, yeah, they doing what they supposed to be doing for their age. You supposed to be doing what you supposed to be doing for your age. You ain't got no time to no business falling in love and chasing these little young boys around. It's their brain. If you're 15 and he's 15, you're really 18 in the mind. He's really 13 in the mind.
Well said.
Even though they're both 15.
Right.
But it's really like a 7-year difference mentally. But again, we don't know what happens to so many. Even I could see if we were speaking upon the system, I would wholeheartedly agree with her. But only is why I cannot, because this happened when men that are not rich. They do the same thing with money or without money. They're doing the same thing.
Sorry to cut you off, but can you address Henry? Because you're a male and he's a male. He's asking, are we blaming a 20-year-old? I don't want him to misinterpret our commentary.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. I would never, because he's been around the block and he has kids. Yeah. Everything is over. Like I said, everything is cute until it's your kid. A lot of these men don't even know what's happening to their children.
Yeah, I don't think
they
we're blaming.
Even care enough to know that.
We're definitely not blaming a 20-year-old, and she wasn't even 20 at the time. She was only 19, and that's kind of that brings me to the point I was trying to make, and then I want to swing it over to Concrete Ghost. But didn't he have? See, this is how you know that he's not a leader, and what I mean is this. He had the opportunity to lead this woman in the right direction. And what I mean is not in a relationship. Number one, he shouldn't have been in a relationship with her in the first place. Number two, from what I remember, he oogled after her. it just shows you how decrepit he is. And what I mean is this. And look, I'm telling you, Stephen A. Smith ain't far off either. Because number one, you notice how Stephen A. Smith hasn't said anything about her age. The first thing that should have came out of Stephen Smith's mouth, same thing, is now he shouldn't have been messing around with her in the first place.
Torch curse, it gets the people going.
You know, but that's the first thing that should have been out of his mouth is look, but I guarantee you, Stephen A. Smith, he's dating them young too. I guarantee you. What are your thoughts, Concrete Ghost?
I feel the same way. I mean, men aren't defending Shannon Sharp because they know he's innocent. They're defending him because they see themselves in him. They know they have made the same mistakes and error, even though they should know better. We see this scene play out time and time and time again. And and it's also about the fear of being accused and losing power and feeling vulnerable. They can't be in their feelings like that. They rather blame the woman than admit that their poor choices have consequences. Protecting Shannon is easier than facing the truth that all the money and fame and masculinity won't save you when your ego and recklessness blow it all up. And to the women, I mean, they're young. They're still children, but the women that get caught up in this OnlyFans and stuff like that, fast money is real, and so are slow consequences. Just being young and pretty and getting attention can open doors, but a lot of those doors are traps, not opportunities. Real success isn't about making noise, it's about making moves so you don't have to be ashamed of yourself later. The body is powerful, but the mind, your discipline, your strategies, those are real weapons, and no one can take that away from you. Not your skills, not your education, not your ownership, not your self respect. Because when all the fame dries up, and it always does, the only thing that's left is the woman you've built yourself up to be.
And I'm glad she said that. That was straight up bars, Ghost. Let me get my. But I was just recently, I think I read something. They're trying to bring back modesty because society is on a decline. Society itself is eroding and corroding within itself, right? They're these high-end fashion platforms are introducing now modesty clothing. And what Ghost said was just is a modesty. Women should always be modesty because we are the weaker vessel, right? I mean, I'm not saying mentally, but physically we are. We get taken advantage of physically. So they're trying to usher in all of this modesty after they did ushered in all this sexual liberation and sexual freedom type of clothing that women were wearing because the men use it as an excuse. Oh, if you don't want nobody to catcall you, you shouldn't wear that. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. I just thought that was like, kind of like interesting that they're bringing back a modesty fashion line. I think
It's just another excuse, really,
yeah.
because if you go to Google, I don't know the name of the display. It was traveling from museum to museum, but these are the outfits that grape victims have, what they were wearing at the time of the crime. And they have
Oh, I would
different
love to
age
see that.
ranges. Yes, everything. I mean, there's a child's onesie, which is,
What?
it covers the body. So it's just an excuse. All the outfits that the victims were wearing was on display in this museum thing. But if you Google it, you'll find it because there's pictures of it. So they aren't pushing modesty to uplift women. They're pushing it to control them. They miss a world
Mm.
where women were seen but not heard, and where power didn't have to be earned. It was just assumed by men. They frame
Mm.
it like tradition, but it's really fear of independence, fear of change, fear of women who don't need permission to live loud. Modesty isn't the problem. The problem is men trying to dress control up like morality.
Hmm. So basically, they're just basically pacifying the men while they're trying to like control the women and raise the women. Just like the mammies say, "Oh, we love our sons, but we raise our daughters."
Yes, they're not holding men responsible. I mean, I remember in middle school when the song Daisy Dukes was out and then the fashion took off. I never owned a pair. First of all, my mother would have killed me if I even looked in that direction in the store. But I never felt the desire to own a pair. And now as an adult, same thing. I don't feel the desire to own a pair. I don't need that kind of attention. I like my body. My body is beautiful. I don't need to put it on display for other people. I just need to make it look nice for myself.
Well
It's
said.
about self-esteem. Self-esteem is missing from a lot of these young people and some older ones too. But I'm not gonna go there.
I wanted to look nice too for myself, and that man that's coming through.
Okay.
And that man that's coming through.
He can come on through and he will recognize the treasure that I'm in with my baggy jeans and my holy t-shirt. He will recognize the
Yeah,
treasure. He will recognize the true queen that these
girl,
guys like to throw
you know
around.
that shit
Queen.
coming off, girl.
Inside, we don't have to do this in public. We in a public chat room, Winter.
Listen, we got to keep it a buck. That shit coming off.
Okay. Shout out to Angela Reddick. Angela Reddick says the men in India are gang raping fully clothed women in long sari dresses. Yeah, it's barbaric over there now. It's barbaric. Bridget says he could have led her the right way if he was a decent person himself. Exactly. She wanted a big a BBB. I'm gonna call it the triple B, big black baby, put it inside her,
Oh,
and
not the
all the
BBB.
other crap. So she lured him also. Yep.
No, she does what kids do. You put candy in kids' face, they want it. That's how you lure them. She
Somebody
does what
already own it.
she does what
Dovecenter.org.
kids do. Huh?
Yeah, that's the link to the display of the outfits that the victims were wearing at the time.
Torch, that's a
Definitely
whole
take a
show.
gander at it, y'all.
That's a whole show, Torch.
Yeah, that definitely is. But you know something?
Hey, Angela. How are you? Hey, boo.
Let me drop the link just in case somebody else wants to come up. I was hoping Corey would. Deontay was gonna be back, but for some reason, this platform that I'm on is kind of picky for. It doesn't like really good phones, and he has a really good phone. I don't get it. But anyway, I don't.
It don't like phones at all. I'm on my laptop. It don't like phones at all.
I'm on my laptop too. Steady.
Yeah, and to me, it's like that doesn't make sense. It should be good. It should be perfect for phones. But I'll talk to them later, see if they can do something about it. But yeah, I mean, you see how Stephen A. Smith is coming to the defense of his fellow deviant, because I'm not saying I've seen evidence of Stephen A. Smith being a deviant, but what I will say is that he's protected. He's protecting one that he knows for a fact there's something wrong with. There's something wrong with a 60-year-old man, not only dating but chasing after a 19-year-old. He chased after her. She didn't come up to him.
But but you gotta remember that's not the first one. And he sits back. Shannon thinks everything that he does is cute, is funny, and he, well, that's what I like. And if you don't like, and people, when you look at your watch, you looking at your time. People, when I wear my watch, I'm like, my time is valuable. Or and that's when even when the video was quote unquote leaked, he take everything as a joke. So now, why you not laughing?
Right.
It's not funny anymore. Because you got hit with that, you got to pay that money. And he offered that young lady the $10 million, and she turned it down. That's why we hit. So it wasn't like he just now recently offered her the $10 million. he been offered her the $10 million for hush hush money. I don't know if you have it or you showed it or whatever, but she would like to go to court because, like I said, at the end of the day, she let him know some of the things that she liked, some things that she don't like. The same way she told him if she can't be that much into kinky stuff, when I don't know if you saw the video, when the one time they was doing the thing, and then she asked him to put a condom on, and he refused to, and then he still ripped her behind her buttocks, and with no thing on, and she told him no. And then she said, she said, yeah, I say yes to a lot of stuff. So being kinky, you can, but when somebody, that doesn't mean you got to say yes to everything all the time. Sometimes no just means no. People think because people are sexually active that it doesn't cut off, like it's on 24. No, it's not on every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Sometimes they have every right to say no. I don't care how much they are sexually deviant. I don't care if they want it every day, just that day they do not. And they should be respected. If she said,
wow.
hey, I like it this way, no, I don't, but this is how she did have, hey, but yeah, you got to find that video too. Find that video too. But a lot of things she said yes to, but things she said no to. So why are we making it seem like she cannot say the word no? Because if we as women don't respect her no and have her back on that no, what happens when we say no?
I don't know. I'm ready to go. Stephen A. Smith, let's look in his closet. These men that's defending Shannon Sharp, chasing after this little girl, they aren't protecting manhood. They're protecting immaturity. Let's look in these closets. They're not mad because he's innocent. They're mad because it forces them to look in the mirror and see the same recklessness and ego staring back at them. Grown men who can't control their impulses are not victims. They're fools.
And
No,
fear
but I'm
too
saying
goes.
we as
They like,
women.
am I next?
No, but I'm saying we as women should be like saying no. We have to let it be known. No means no. Yeah, people could be sexually act a lot stimulated, deviant, do what they want to do, which they have the right. But the coercion and the can't say no, that needs to be respected. It should be more women on a show saying no means no. Because what happens when we say the word no? And we don't defend the people who say no, who going to defend us, God forbid, when we say no?
It's called male sexual persuasion. They persuade women to, okay, go do this and see how far she gonna go. Okay, now do this. He groomed her up into the point where she could not bear it anymore. Period.
No, I get that. I'm talking about the word no.
We don't know if she said no.
Us as women.
And in our society, what
She
does it
did say
mean?
no.
You say no, it still happens to you. You say yes, it
Yeah.
still happened to you. You say no and yes, and it still happened to you. There's no power in the world because it doesn't protect you until after the fact if that person is held accountable.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if we as women,
girl, we're not arguing with you.
Women, no, I know that. But I'm just saying that I see where a lot of that, you guys didn't say that. I'm talking about, just listening to a lot of this. We talking about it by in a man's perspective, on in our perspective. And if we don't call it a violation of a young, we let them know it's okay for other women to get violated. Right now, we keep putting pressure on our bodies. No, she said no. That may protect the next woman or may protect us.
I think more women are unified behind the whole thing, but It's not going to take
Can we
women.
put a little
It's going to
glimpse
take
of
men
how
to
she
change this.
lived?
Women are already standing behind each
No, we
other.
can change it. We can change it.
Well,
No,
I don't know.
the
I mean, think
behavior of
about it
men is
like
going to
this.
take men.
Yeah, think about it like this.
No, we can't
Wait, one
change this
second,
now.
one second.
Yeah, in a sense.
One second. Think about it like this. Okay, if our community, if all the men were, at poof, at a snap of a finger, became responsible professionals who are respectable, would that make a bigger difference than the women? Than if the men did it or the women did it? Like if all the women in the community became perfect, would the community be any better? A little bit, right? But for the most part, it wouldn't, because the men would be still doing the same stuff.
Well, Torch, let me ask you this: is Shannon Sharp's situation an example of the male loneliness epidemic that's going on right now? Because normal women, we ain't dealing with these men. We're for being it out. We're celibate. They not getting keys to our house. They ain't sleeping on our couches no more. Male homelessness is at an all-time high. Is it possible that he had no other choice but to go to OnlyFans?
I think basically it had more to do with him. Yes and no, and I'll tell you why. Yes, he had no other choices because the choices he wanted, which were little girls, were minimal. Because most young women are like, no, I don't want to date, my grandfather. So that's one part of it. Two, yeah, he could have paid for somebody else, but he could have paid for somebody else. Yeah, he had more options if he wanted to, but the problem is that there's something mentally wrong with him. Angela and Henry both said that we're stating that this is somebody who's had 23 cases settled. That should have been a red flag right there for everybody involved.
It's not a setup when you walk into the trap wearing clown shoes.
But no,
Wait, they said that he met her at the gym.
Yeah, he groomed her at the gym too. He kept, he said.
Oh, let me.
So why they putting her OnlyFans? Why did the media label her as OnlyFans?
I don't know
instead of labeling her as a woman he was in a relationship with.
Thank you. But what I want to correct, when I was saying that she said no, some more stuff, some more text got leaked. I don't know if a DJ has it. So let me correct that. Because y'all may not know what I'm talking about, but it was her saying no and stuff when certain things from the buttocks she didn't want to do. And she's still a little old girl. He a big old man, and he still did what he wanted to do, and he wasn't. So maybe he'll find the additional stuff that they're dropping now. So maybe I was a little bit too ahead. So she didn't say no. Now I'm talking about the more stuff that's been dropped recently. So let me correct that to you guys.
I'm just saying, like the headlines is her title is OnlyFans. So if he met her at the gym, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wish she had a lawyer. That's what you call it? Defamation of character?
Well, she has a messy lawyer to begin with, but when women get pulled into a scandal, calling her a sex worker isn't about telling the truth. It's about killing her credibility. It's a smear tactic. It's a shortcut to make the public judge her, shame her, and excuse the man involved. The media doesn't care about the facts. They care about the views. They care about the eyes on the story. And nothing sells faster than turning a woman's body into a weapon against her voice. It's not reporting, it's punishment.
Bars.
End quote. Then earlier today, Jane Doe's attorney, Tony Busby, sent TMZ Sports a 1 minute and 36-second clip of an alleged conversation between his client and Shannon. In response to that clip, Shannon Sharpe went back to social media and issued this response. Take a look.
To my family,
Wait a
friends,
minute.
supporters, and colleagues.
Wait a minute. Why didn't they play the other ones? See, notice how he skipped over her side of the story and only played his side of the story?
I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this is.
You want to know why it's not a shakedown? Because he's too, excuse my language, he's too fucking old for this. He's literally 3 times her age. You should have known better. It's not a shakedown. I'm sorry. He has more. He has literally too much life past him to call this a shakedown. He should have known. There's nothing about it. I mean, this is why older men aren't. Don't get me wrong. There are some times when women have beautiful relationships with older men, but you can tell by the get-go this wasn't one of those relationships. It just wasn't. It wasn't the way black baby gravy and all that. That's not something that comes from a healthy relationship. It was never a healthy relationship. So
he knew that. He knew that. Yo, these men are these toxic men. I ain't gonna say men, but they something else. My God.
I mean,
he knew that.
I mean, from me being an older man and him being an older man, there's just no. He had no business being in that relationship. He has too much little time left, on this earth to be messing around with a 19-year-old. He was 54 at that time, so now he's like what, 58, 59?
56, I believe 56.
So,
and then people try to say because he's getting he was getting $100-something million. First of all, he ain't got it yet. So these court papers was done before that, right? These court papers was done before that. And remember when she asked for the $10 million, when he was offering her the $10 million, that is not recent. She declined the $10 million and say, I'll see you in court. So we don't know what else is going to come out for her to decline taking $10 million to see him in court. Just think about it that way also.
$10 million, shoot.
Because she could have, we could have $10 million.
Yeah. I mean, I would have to see the facts on that because $10 million is a lot of money. That's $10 million.
And
people have lost family members and not got anywhere close to $10 million.
I think she got something good. I think she got something really good in her pocket because Shannon Sharpe out here pretending like he's some innocent victim. It's like, bro, you 56, not 16.
Right.
He knew exactly what he was doing, chasing a 19-year-old. And he wasn't groomed or tricked or bamboozled. He was greedy and reckless and thought he was untouchable. Now he's just standing there looking confused, like bad choices don't come with consequences. He set himself up. You play stupid games and you win stupid prizes.
And every time you turn around, this man's apologizing. Stop. You would think at his age, like, grow up already. Like then he think of all these different fetishes. And somebody wrote in the chat, 50 to 54, what's that? Something colors are gray. Somebody wrote that chat earlier.
Let me play this clip right here. I got a good one coming up right here. I think this is because it's so ironic though that
no, this is way before that. This is way before that. That getting 100 million is recent. This was before that came up.
Here we go, y'all. Where is it at? I just had it. Okay, here we go.
Y'all remember when Monique read Shannon for filth and said this?
no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. I do. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your ass and get you an old out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Child, Shannon Sharp really should have taken Monique's advice and stopped playing the streets because he just got into a whole boatload of trouble. Woo, Shannon Sharp has been going through it in the past couple of days, and it has been nothing short of a disaster.
Yeah,
See,
she should have clowned him. Let's see if she says.
No, but that's not advice to me. She just clowning him and making a joke out of something serious.
That's she was. Well, in her defense, she is a comedian, but I understand what you're saying. She should have been like for real. You need to.
It's not a good look. You have a are an established man.
For real.
You are an established man. You know what I'm saying? You don't need that, backlash if it goes wrong. You need to change your, your moral compass, whatever. But that's why he laughing and goofing around. And then she say old B. Even in her comedic advice, she's still misogynistic towards other women. She's still talking shit about women.
Okay, but when Cat Williams told him straight up, he didn't listen either. He's been told numerous times because that goes to show you how much he's known for dealing with these young babies, because they are babies. They're just adult babies, right?
All right,
it's a lot of people who's told him, leave them young girls alone. I could at least go 25. That man couldn't even get to 25.
Yeah, you saw she was calling a 26-year-old a kid. So, and he went below that. Let me spin this up real quick. Here we go.
Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million.
$50 million? And who you think you kidnapped, Chelsea Clinton?
This is a shakedown.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
I might choke you in public.
I mean, the weird thing is doesn't she sound like
This a damn coup. I told you. I don't give it. She full of shit too. She full of shit.
She can be. She has every right. She's a child.
Yeah.
That's what kids do now. I'm going to tell you, if I can't get no more candy, nah. She's doing everything a child would do. He's not doing nothing a grown man at his age should do. What she's doing is expected. I can't get no more candy. Okay, now I'm telling. That's what kids do.
She playing that man so hard.
Well, he played her. He came looking for her. She ain't looking for him.
Nah, she playing him. The whole conversation, she's well, I don't want to get choked. She's trying hard not to incriminate herself. Meaning she's trying hard not to appear as if she's a willing participant. This is what I'm trying to explain.
No, but she was. Okay.
But this conversation she recorded.
She took it too far.
She deliberately recorded this conversation as evidence.
I'm sure this is not the only conversation. I'm waiting for the video to come out.
You gonna watch it?
Heck yeah.
I don't watch stuff like that. Hey, I haven't even seen the Kim Kardashian tapes. I haven't even seen that.
I haven't seen those either, but I did see the Diddy at the elevator. Real life is better than scripted shows.
Man, that was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah. They are entertainers now.
And it's crazy how people say, "Oh, that's not real. That's AI."
Right. AI looks cleaner than that.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z.
Right here, this cartoon, this was
This
real
how
bad.
you can tell he lying. Cause why you got throwing other names? Why you talking about yourself? And you sound like, okay, lights, camera, action, go. Right? This don't sound like somebody who's being shaken down.
Right. He shook himself down. That's it. That's all I see.
Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype.
Guilty of being. I mean, the thing is this is what he doesn't understand is I don't think he will.
Omission.
No, I don't think he will go. I don't think he will go to jail or anything.
Exactly.
But
that's
his
what I
job
was
is closed.
saying.
Wait, Torch. He said
That's
he's going to
exactly
release a
what I was saying.
30-second sex tape that's going to make me look bad.
I'm with Bridget though. Shannon needs to stop it. It isn't a shakedown. This is you getting caught slipping, Shannon. You set yourself up by thinking that your
And no,
fame made you
Shannon, we ain't got your
untouchable.
back.
He knew
And
better.
no,
He
we ain't
moved
got your back.
recklessly.
So if you know the dominant society is out to get you, we don't look for us.
He trying to
You
blame
better go get
everybody for the fallout except for the man in the mirror. It's
Don't
not
look for us.
extortion. It's not extortion
Women,
when you
black
hand them
women stand
ammunition.
down. Black women stand down.
All we
Stand
gonna
down.
hear,
Stand down.
that's all we gonna hear.
It's not extortion when you hand him the ammunition. He didn't get played. He got exposed. Bring on the video.
Boom.
Video. Boom.
And
Show it to
he's
us.
the one. Matter of fact, she wasn't the one who showed it. That fool did.
You know what I think though? That clip that he with his Michelle Monin tape, I think he released that to kind of combat the gay rumors.
We know what you really want, Shannon. Okay.
Y'all remember when those gay rumors were hot and heavy about him and his with his stylist, and then that
But
tape
most
came
of
right
these
out
men
after that.
who are sexual deviants, they go both ways. Most of them do.
Yep. Yep.
They like the Hershey Highway.
Oh man. Ew.
You could possibly imagine.
Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs. Let me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. I know. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your.
Dude, that's the crazy part.
That's why I was telling you.
Like that. Because she calling a black woman fat. She didn't say the race, but we all know she talking about a black woman. Why black women gotta be the saviors of men?
Right. I see what you're saying.
Because if they don't have a man in their life, what worth do they have? Look at her.
That
Look at
generation
her.
of women, they need to stop muling for these guys.
I tell you, black women stand down, abort.
I'm over here in my corner. Shannon, it's too late. The damage is done. We just sitting back waiting on the tape to drop like it's a trailer for a bad movie. He thought he could be reckless. He thought he could be untouchable. The receipts are about to hit harder than any headline. Call it what you want, Shannon. We got popcorn ready and we just waiting for the footage.
And then, even when the young lady, when she was speaking upon back in the days, the wife wanted you and you didn't give it to her, she could say anything and had you lynched. So would you think a lot changed? No. So stop coming to us with, you know what happens. It got to the point that I remember when I was young, hold your head up, hold your head up, hold your head up. Because we already know back in the days you had to walk with your head down because they wanted to make sure you wasn't looking at their women. To the point that we got used to watching them walking with their head down, and we used to start walking weird. We thought you had to keep walking with your head down, and then it was like hold your head up, and then that's when they explained, why they used to walk with their head down. Get lynched, hung, or whatever at any particular moment, and I gotta be careful because YouTube has changed. Because now, since we got this new press, certain things you cannot say on your channels anymore. It's a shame, but it is what it is.
And Monique, big face ass, she up there. She a black woman downgrading the role of a black woman to a man. I don't like it at all. Like a black woman ain't nothing but to rub a nigga. Sorry, rub his ashy feet, rub his feet, cook him some collard greens, and all this. Like, if you don't get the hell up out of here, Monique. And then she had a plethora of black women bigging that up. They should have. I'm gonna go on mute, y'all. I'm pissed off.
All right, let me play this clip right here. Here we go. Wait.
Why do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it?
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart.
I hear that.
This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself.
Oh.
That detail alone got fans straight up side-eyeing him like, bro, what were you thinking? People are saying he totally sabotaged himself. One moment he's climbing the media ladder. Next thing you know, he's getting dragged down by his own twisted choices. Folks online are saying he threw...
There we go. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, There's the one right now, nobody should be focusing on the young lady at all. There's just there's no he screwed himself over. Now, do I think she should have took the 10 million? Yes. If that was what was offered,
Then you'll probably show that tomorrow, or if you can find it tonight. But yeah, that's what was offered. That's when you gotta look for the lawyer. When his lawyer tried to say that he tried to shake him down or whatever, then her lawyer responded and said, "Well, no, that was done before that." So, yeah.
And what's crazy about it is 10 million is nothing to sneeze at. And this, this should wake this if this doesn't wake up Shannon, nothing will. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's right. Angela said he had 23 other cases like this. No.
What?
Yeah, 23 others. See, Angela said that 23 other he had 23 other settlements or something like that.
What?
That's a lot of settlement.
And
it's a pattern too.
He's still out here moving like a rookie who never got coached.
You have to. I wish you could see that clip, and somebody had put it in there. How
I have a question for the ladies.
His daughter has to go with him to work, and when he gets stressed or whatever, she has to walk up to him so he could hug her. It's disgusting.
I have a question for the ladies. Here we go. So basically, I forgot my question. That's crazy. Keep talking. Oh, shout out to Eden Adele in the house. Bridget's in the house. Di Rich is in the house. Miss Alto is in the house. Henry Mars is in the house. Sorry if I missed y'all earlier.
Phoenix Soul is in the house.
Phoenix Soul.
Yeah, y'all giving him this hypothetical out. Oh, he just tripped up like he didn't tie his shoes one day. This man is reaping what he have sowed.
Yes.
Period.
Basically. No
Shannon,
argument there.
Shannon is old enough to know better, rich enough to do better, and stupid enough to risk it anyway.
Oh man.
They said, what's that man who they said Bill Gates. Cause men always prosper when you have a wife, even if you ain't no good. For some reason, just prosper when you have a wife. Bill Gates begging his wife to come back.
Yep.
Oh, that's my phone. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go pick up somebody very important to me.
All right, take care. Great
Thank you.
show.
Winter is here.
Be safe.
Thank you.
Everybody give Winter is here a hand of applause. I won't sing because, I can't sing. Nobody wants to hear me sing.
No.
No, I'm gonna leave that to Phoenix Soul. I'm gonna leave that to. Okay, let me see if I got one more. But yeah, so basically, I think that's what are y'all thoughts? Maybe. Oh, here I'm gonna throw a curveball at y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Just in case the music. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Tea in the summer. On his latest track, Cousins, Ye takes it there. And we mean way there. He claims he had some inappropriate moments with a family member back in the day. Yep, a whole cousin. The same cousin who, according to Ye, is now doing a life sentence for allegedly taking the life of a pregnant woman. Kanye said the whole thing went left after he told his cousin they couldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. Now, while folks were still trying to pick their jaws up off the floor from that revelation, Jeffree Star slid back onto the timeline like, hey, y'all remember me? He dropped a tweet that had folks side-eyeing hard, seeming to confirm those old rumors that he might have been part of the reason Kim and Kanye's marriage hit the skids. Yep, those same rumors that had the internet in a chokehold for a minute. He basically said, you know what? Maybe I did have something to do with it. At this point, this saga got more twists than a soap opera, and the internet is eating it up with the side of lemon pepper wings and a gossip group chat on speed dial. Come on in here, Auntie. I know you got something to say.
Ooh, baby. Now you really stirring the pot. Auntie ready to slow cook this tea on low. Come on, let's go ahead.
That's the most disgusting thing. I mean, the things that they do, good or bad, they're making it to whereas we are getting like really numb, like we really don't care anymore what you do, because it's gonna happen to whereas whatever's we calling disgusting, we're not even going to call it disgusting anymore, because it's becoming too rampant now. Like, so we're gonna be like, oh really? What? Oh, okay. That's that bull crap. Then you try to call your mama name. Well, my father had these magazines, my mother had different, and up until he was 14 years old, that's when he stopped SMDing his cousin. I'm like, you know what? Bye. I can't take.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, is he not thinking of his children? He dropped a song airing out about incest and a cousin who ended up in prison and murder. It's just another beat to ride. Some stories are not meant for the music charts. They're meant for therapy sessions and sealed court documents.
They're doing that purposely. The same way before we used to hear of powing, but now people could just People pow. If you live in an area where they powing, they just walk like it ain't nothing. Because it happens so much. That this is what they're doing now with this deviation. It's happening so much that to the point when we hear it, we'll be like, oh, okay. It's like they're turning things that's wrong to whereas we don't heard it so much. Here we go again, that we don't even care. We don't even care about it because it's no coincidence that all these cases is coming out and we thinking, oh, they're getting busted. It's getting to the point that we don't even see no march. We don't see marches. Like nobody. We don't feel like people getting violated because it's like it's becoming the norm.
That is just. I mean, let me play this other one. I want to see if we can if I can find something that it comes out of his own mouth.
He wrote in the letter. You gotta go. He wrote it.
Oh, he wrote in the letter. Okay.
So maybe if you could find the lyrics to the song.
Do you remember the name of the song?
Cousins.
Oh my God. That's okay.
Or and if you don't find it, then look on his Instagram or TikTok, whatever. He wrote what he had to say. So why he don't mind if his kids hear it or don't hear it, because they get it in the head where they're young, like, oh, okay, cousins just do cousins. Remember, it's a lot of them.
Okay, so can you guys see it okay? Or do I need to make it larger? Wait, let me put it on full screen. Hold on.
No, you can just read it because we can't see it.
Oh, I ain't reading this. It'll probably give. I ain't reading it. This is okay. Let me. Okay, so okay.
Oh Lordy.
Man, okay. We've seen.
Where do you start? Right.
I see what is two N-words kissing. We ain't known means what? Gave my cousin what? Holy moly!
SMT.
And his children see him putting this out. The countdown has started on them. It's a matter of time before they're in the news for some debauchery.
Oh man, this is crazy.
That's where the world going. Mm-hmm. We can't see it, so we just imagining what you're reading.
Right now. You know. Man, this is bad.
He said, "I'm not reading this."
No.
Oh my God.
No, I cannot. This is pretty bad, folks. I hope he got paid for it.
Let me see. His own mouth. I said, no, it's a whole song. Shoot.
Man. Okay, so I'm going to end this on a good note. Okay, let me take that off screen.
Wait. He's laying there with who? What is the other object?
I already look, shoot. You know.
What is that?
Look.
What is in the picture?
No, that was
go back.
some dude laying back or something. I don't know. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
He doesn't care about his kids. He said he shouldn't have had kids with Paris.
And he's not trying to get any help.
He went chasing Kim. Kim went chasing.
Well, anyway, I think we did. Is there anything we missed? What do you guys think?
We missed you reading them lyrics. Now I'm joking.
Look, you can have somebody on your channel read those.
DJ, you need to send me an email address so I can send you my Shannon Sharp song.
Oh, that's right. Did you want to sing it now?
Oh, we recorded it. I was
Oh,
gonna email you the MP3 so you can have it
okay.
because there's no copyright on it.
Oh, dang. Okay. Okay. I'll do that. I'll make sure. It's at let me see. What's the best way? Oh, let me send it in the back chat. Hold on. I can figure out the back chat. Oh, here we go. Private chat. Okay. Okay. Do you see it back there?
Yes.
Perfect.
I'm sending it over right now so you can have it.
Oh, okay, I see
it. Cyber Kanye is a sociopath with money. Yeah, basically. So, and I would, something, I would, a lot of men are. So a lot of these men are. So the only thing saving them is the money. Otherwise they'd be in prison. I mean, the thing is this, I'm sorry, but if indeed he has 23, what I would call priors where he had to pay somebody off. And I did hear the recent story about him choking some woman at work. So that really hurts his case. And I'll tell you why. They're at work. So there wasn't any, S play there, if you know what I mean. So if that just shows you that he uses his hands as a weapon. Choking does not necessarily mean a sensual thing. So yeah, that's all bad. That's all bad.
Some people didn't make it. Some people didn't make it after they got choked doing that. That's people. Sometimes the man forgot because he forgot to take his hand off her neck. No, I'm talking for real.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And it was talking about when some women didn't make it. That was your last time.
Okay, so I've been talking too much. What do you ladies think? Have we missed anything? Anything you want to say? What do you think?
Oh no, you're gonna have to get the other stuff I was telling you for tomorrow if you want to cover a little bit on it, if you don't have it already.
Got
And please don't
got
ask me
it.
to
I
remember
might
what
do
I
a Thursday
said.
night show.
Okay.
So basically, I'm thinking the Thursday night show. That'd be cool. And I know something by then is going to happen with Shannon, so we know we'll have material. But I'm going to finish off the night with this little clip of Doechii. Here we go.
Hold on. Can y'all hear me? I want to make my way down, but I need y'all to safely make room so I can go to this side and take more pictures, okay? Okay. Wait. Let's be safe. Let's be calm, okay? Okay. Go.
This little girl is so famous and so professional. That's it. She's in France right there. So the one thing I do respect about her is that she to me, at least from what I've seen, she's more mature beyond her years than what I've seen. What do you guys think?
Yes, I think she cared about everybody, and even she was more worried about lawsuits than Shannon.
Straight up. Yep. So I don't know what to say. As an old, in the older black man
thought
club,
about it.
I
That's too late.
I have nothing but, I have nothing but embarrassment.
I don't know. That's just the times we're living in. Things change. Things change.
Maybe
Things change when a 25-year-old woman who just won a Grammy or whatever it was. It's a Grammy, right? Yeah, Grammy is more mature than some 55-year-old dude. that times has changed. You know, she's literally like a kid. She's
And you
22.
know, it was good to see you guys.
I want to meet her mama.
See you guys. Oh Lordy.
I just want to meet her mama. I bet her mom is so grounded and warm. I mean, I feel like she's a mirror of her mother.
I think so too. Yeah, I think she has a very bright future. So anyway, let me go ahead and kick the beat. Everybody
Kick the beat
online.
Out of here.
Everybody give the panel a huge hand of applause. That would be, of course, Sugar Love, of course, Concrete Ghost. Deontay was on for a hot second before the phone thing happened. We had Tevin in here. And of course, winter is here. Was here. Anyway, let me kick this beat. Let me kick this beat real quick. Where is it? Here we go. And next, and I'm gonna put that jam in the mix next live stream. I'm gonna lead with it and lead. I'm gonna lead with it and leave with it. Maybe no, I can't do it. It'll take too long for me to get back up. We get it back up to the internet. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Okay, there we go. You guys hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Shout out to Why Seeking Knowledge in the house. Bridget in the house. Indiana Mom in the house. Victorious in the house. Angela Reddick in the house. Chicken Love, when is your next show?
I'll talk to you about that. Behind the scenes.
Gotcha. You got my address?
No, this
Oh, yeah,
one you cut off.
The back chat.
The back chat.
Phoenix Soul in the house. Miss Alto. Who else is up here? Eden Adele. Guy Rich. Kevin the Lifestyle Guy. Henry Mars. Right. That's everybody. Victorious one.